Welcome to PA Timber Goose. Today is October 8th. Very beautiful fall day. This video is going to continue with where I left off last year at 501. Today I got dropped off at Route 501 and we're going to hike over to Route 325. This is the second overlook in and it's very beautiful here. Take a look at the valley down there. Interstate 78 is down there. We came down there from Clark's Creek and very cool today. Big change from last year. Last year it was very warm. It was about 75 degrees and it was hot and steamy all night, and hopefully that rain will help the springs as far as water. I know a lot of the springs dry up at this time of year, and hopefully we can find some water around the shelter. It's gonna be a very cold night tonight. Very beautiful out there. Leaves are starting to change, and I got about 15 miles to walk today. Hopefully I can get to Swatara before the sun goes down and hang my hammock somewhere in that area, and that'll be where I'm going to stop for the evening. And then we'll continue up to Clark's Creek and out to 325. We're going to visit Yellow Springs along the way and check out that area. Come along with us today and enjoy the hike. This video may be one very long video or it could be two short ones. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how many interesting things I find along the way. Lots of hikers today. Should be a very interesting hike. Lots of people to talk to. All right, let's continue down the trail and see what we can find here. Another beautiful overlook. This would be overlook number 3. The first overlook, there was a lot of people sitting there on the rocks and tons of graffiti. So we avoided the first one. This is the third overlook. This is Fisher Overlook. Very beautiful. Let's go out on the edge here. Nice farm field down there. You can see the combine down there and the corn truck. Right now everybody's knocking their cornfields down. Very beautiful. 78 is still out in the middle there, and it parallels the mountain. I don't know if you can hear the cars in the background or not. I believe 501 parallels the mountain on the other side, and then it drops down in to the next town. Still kind of cloudy today. I hope the sun comes out and it doesn't rain on me. It's very windy up here. All right, let's keep strolling down the trail here. We have to get to Swatara before it gets dark and pick up some more water here somewhere. Hopefully the shelter has some water. Fall has come very quickly this year, and if you look down in there, you can see some of the trees turning. There's a maple. There's a sugar maple down there. Sugar maples always turn red, and that's how you can easily spot them. Most of the other trees turn yellow or orange. We'll see you at the next overlook. It didn't take very long. Let me get on the other side here, check the GPS and see how far we went. We'll sit down. I'm going to get some Gatorade in me. Lots of people on the trail today. This would be Route 645. Got a new parking lot here. Last time I was through here, this parking lot didn't exist. There's a new tower on top of the mountain. I don't know if that's a cell tower or not, but I don't believe that was here last time I was here. New parking lot behind me. Let's go on the other side here. We'll take a quick break and we'll figure out how many miles we walked so far. Okay, let's see how far we walked so far. Check the Garmin. Here's my trip time. Hour and 36 minutes. Moving 1 hour 28 minutes. 2.2 miles walked. There we go. I don't know why that turned off. Miles per hour 3.2. And got about 10 or 12 more miles to go. Had a couple boulder fields back there that slowed me down. These are kind of tricky. You got to be careful. One slip and fall and your trip is over. So far the trail's been pretty nice and flat. Here's a 1,000-mile marker for somebody. Not sure if they're northbound or southbound. Hopefully they're southbound. Winter's coming, and I don't think I'll ever like that far in the AT. I'm more of a 3 or 4 day trip guy. October is a very awesome time to be on the trail. It's very cool at night, warm during the day. Fewer bugs and spiders and snakes, and the perfect time of year. We can start to see the leaves change a little bit. All right, let's continue down the trail here. We got some miles to rack up here before the end of the day. Second grouse sighting of the day. I bumped one of those along the trail, and there's one on top of the log here sitting very still. I don't know if the GoPro can get it. That's a very nice bird. You can see that log right there. I'll try to blow the video up, but there's a grouse sitting right there on top of that log. Very beautiful. I haven't seen a grouse in Pennsylvania in quite a few years. Very still. He's going to put his tail out. There he goes. All right, let's go look for some more critters and keep strolling down the trail here. I actually wonder if there was a road going over top of the mountain here at some point in time. This actually looks like an old road. It's fairly flat and level. Very easy section to walk. And looking around here, you see lots of shellbarks. Lots of squirrel activity here. Squirrels and chipmunks will eat these. These are hickory nuts. Unlike an oak tree, hickory nuts drop a crop every year, and squirrels love these. If you're a squirrel hunter and you can find a big grove of these, sit in there, you will definitely harvest a lot of squirrels. When I started to hunt, I hunted a lot of squirrels with my dad, and he would never take the gun. He would find a tree like this, find a hickory nut tree, and get a couple of rocks and break them open and eat them while I was squirrel hunting. I don't know who was doing more damage to the nuts, my dad or the squirrels, but I always got some squirrels, and he always got his fill of hickory nuts. So that's how I started to hunt squirrels and small game before deer. Always a cool memory of my dad taking me squirrel hunting, sitting there cracking them nuts open, eating them while I was on the other end of the woods hammering on squirrels. And you don't see many of those anymore. You don't see big rows of them like you used to. They're only in certain areas. Usually they're around a homestead somewhere. Keep going down the trail here. No more grouse, no deer sightings, only a few chipmunks. Okay, looks like we're at the William Penn shelter, and we'll go check the shelter out. That's a very confusing sign. I'm going to guess the shelter straight ahead, and the water source is behind me. Let's just take a stroll down here and check out the shelter. Let me get some water. I'm going to use our Sawyer squeeze. Here's a water bag for it. I'm going to fill up 3 bottles. Very cold today. I wish the wind would stop and it wouldn't be so cold. It's very chilly on top of the mountain up here. No snakes in the shelter. I look through the shelter in there with my through night T1. I see a snake skin hanging from the ceiling. filled out the logbook. Was talking to a few of the other backpackers. They're not going to stay in the shelter because apparently there's a rattlesnake hiding in that shelter. And I looked around in there, I don't see it. It could be hiding in a crevice somewhere. It'll be a very chilly night tonight, unless that wind stops blowing. Let's put our water filter back in our bag, pack everything back in there, get the rest of our water out, squeeze the air out of here. My camera's fogging up. Yep. Got some moisture issues with the GoPro. You can see a little fog on the top of my camera here. GoPros are awesome, but they have a tendency to fog up if there's a lot of moisture. So there may be some fog. There may be some cloudiness in this video. Put all our stuff back in here. I'll have to set my camera down here somewhere and let the moisture dry out of that. Very beautiful in here. Lots of places to put your tent. That's quite a hike down there to get the water. The water always seems to be at the bottom of the mountain. It's 0.1 miles to the water source. Here's a nice tent spot right here. And a nice fire pit. Perfect to put your tent. Quite a few tents. This area is probably the best section of the trail I ever hiked. Quite a few tent campsites in here. And I'll definitely return here in the future. Got a good water source. Not a lot of firewood. You can tell that people have been camping in here. Usually the spots that get heavily camped by the backpackers, all the firewood disappears. And when we get to the top here, we'll check the GPS, see how many miles we walked to the shelter. Very beautiful. Sun's coming out finally. It was raining on me this morning there, so my camera was fogging up. That's an easy fix. Turn the camera off, open the door and take the lens off. All right, almost to the top. There's a odd looking tree on the trail here. This would be some spotted lanternfly damage. If you look at the bottom of that tree, it actually looks like it was burnt, but it's not. These are all from spotted lanternflies. There's like an orange goo on the bottom from these, whatever they secrete when they meet, all the way around there. If you look on the tree here, there's one there. And if you look up there, there's a big mass. You can actually see an ooze coming down from where they are. Crazy stuff. This tree will probably be dead by next year. Once all these lanternflies hatch and they start sucking the sap out of that tree. I'm not sure how long it takes for them to kill a tree, but it won't be long for this one. It's definitely some nasty looking stuff. See all that orange gel. It actually almost looks like acid mine drainage, but it's not. We're gonna keep strolling here. There's supposed to be a lookout right around the corner here. We'll see if we can go sit out there and take a break for a few minutes. There's a beautiful overlook here. We'll take a look at this. Right now we're at the abandoned power lines. The pack is starting to get heavy. Gonna take a break here. I feel like that pack is still on my shoulders. It's been there since 8 o'clock this morning, and it still feels like it's there. Here's the sign for the abandoned power lines. Here's a pole here that's chopped off, and that's a pretty big pole. Here's a piece of the insulator that was on it. I wonder how old that piece of ceramic is. Cool things in the woods. Very beautiful. Nice fluffy clouds drifting by. A few vultures going by. And I see a couple ponds down there. I wonder if that's 72 down there. I can see a few cars. Maybe we're not over that far yet. There is a hawk out there. There's a, let's see if we can see them. They all look like vultures. Vultures are drifting on the thermals. Very peaceful here. Let's take a couple of minutes and enjoy the view. Must be a squirrel hunter down there at the bottom. Fired a couple rounds off. Wasn't expecting that. It kind of caught me off guard. I think we're getting close to the interstate now. I think I'm a few miles away. We're up on the very top of the ridge. Very warm here. It feels good. Walking in the shade all day, it's very chilly. All right, let's continue down the way. It's rock scramble time. I'll lose a count of how many boulder fields I climbed over. There's a white blaze on the other side. The adventure will continue. We'll turn you back on the other side. There's another one. They just seem endless at times. It's very trying. It'll test your mental capacity and your physical endurance. How many rock scrambles can you do in a day without falling? I didn't fall once yet, so I'm doing pretty good. There's the other one I just crossed. Now there's another one there. So basically I'm skirting the top of the ridge, and it's starting to wear me down. Let's keep chugging along here. Here's our first deer sighting of the day. It looks like a small spike looking at me. Hopefully you can see that. Get out of the sunlight here. He's just sitting there eating leaves. That's a nice deer. There he goes. First deer of the day. I don't know if he was trying to figure out what I was or what. I'm not really sure. He didn't even run. He just tiptoed across the trail. What are you doing there? What you doing? You watching me? There's something delicious over here. I see you. What you doing?